oh boy, RTD2 went so well, didn't it? Everything went the way that everyone wanted it to, and the whole era went perfectly. And here's 6 things that are not going to be featured in RTD2. I will say this is just I've just realised now after starting recording that this is literally just me reading an Instagram post from Timeless Who. So Timeless Who, I am stealing your content here. I do apologise. I'll try and add some hilarious top quality commentary over the top of it. But shout out to Timeless Who on Instagram. They're very, very cool people. So Timeless Who says, a week on from the major update about Doctor Who's future, I can't help but dwell on all the plots left unresolved by the cancellation of this year's Christmas special. I mean, let's face it, not all of them would have been resolved anyway, but it would have been nice to have seen them try. I mean, Time of the Doctor did a bad job of it, didn't they? It was just like, what's her name? Tasha Lem, was it? She just sits at the table and just explains what the crack in the wall and the silence stuff was. Did I miss anything? Start a conversation below, blah, blah, blah. Right, so let's have a look at 6 things unresolved because of the cancellation of this year's Christmas special. We start with The Boss. First mentioned in The Star Beast, multiple characters have since referenced The Boss. But with Russell T Davies no longer writing in Doctor Who, the mystery is now likely to be resolved. Unlikely to be resolved. I think The Boss could have been Susan. I think that would have made sense. I think people pieced it together last year that foreman means boss or something, or they're like not anagrams, but what's the word where they're like the same thing but different? They mean the same thing, but they're different words. You know what I'm on about. Foreman and Susan, no, Foreman and the Boss mean the same thing, apparently. I also think it would have been a way to tie up 2 knots, to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Bloody hell, my head's banging, I'm sorry. It's a way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because then you don't have to wrap up Susan in a completely different way. She can just be the boss, which I think probably was likely to have happened. But then again, I mean, yeah, she probably was, because the Meep says, to the Doctor and the Star Beast, oh, a creature with 2 hearts is such a rare thing, wait till I tell the boss. So, Rogue, don't know why you'd have a boss, and Anita, why would she know the boss? Oh, I'm so gutted we won't find out, I'm so gutted. So gutted. Anyway, the next one, Susan Foreman. Susan's brief appearance throughout season 2 hinted at a larger story to come, but it now seems the long-awaited reunion between the Doctor and his granddaughter is very unlikely. Sadly, yes. Now, Susan was actually meant to have another story. So even if she was the boss, she was meant to have another story, which was Poppy being her mum, which, as much as, this cancellation sucks, and as much as, cutting Susan from the end of it sucks, imagine we had Poppy as Susie's mum. It's not very good. I would like to see the footage, but I don't think that's a good way to do the episode. But like I say, I mean, we'll run over Susan because I just spoke about her potentially being the boss. So yeah, also my camera's gone really low frames. Bear with me. It's the lights. It's very hot in this room, and I don't want to put all my big box lights on because I'll fry to death. All right. A Ruby Sunday. The reality war saw the Doctor hurriedly leave in the TARDIS to save Poppy without a proper goodbye to Ruby, and that abrupt farewell is now likely to be their final on-screen interaction. No. I'm part of the gang who think that the canon of this is that scene in the Church on Ruby Road where the Doctor's dancing in the club and Ruby is watching him. That happens after the reality war. And there was an edit of it on TikTok or Twitter or YouTube. Watch it if you haven't. It makes a lot of sense, and I actually would have liked that when she's like, oh, I always get bad luck, and the Doctor's like, no, it's so much more than that, and he walks off, and it's like, he's saying it because he's already been with her. I think that's a nice little headcanon thing. I don't know why they didn't actually put it in the episode. In my head, that's how it happened. This is one that I just forgot about. The Master! In the giggle, the toy maker revealed that he had trapped the Master inside his golden tooth. I can bloody read. But following Russell T Davies' extreme exit from the show, it seems unlikely a future showrunner would revisit the plot point when reviving the Master. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I think out of all of them, this is probably one of the ones that will get that could be reused without having to explain it. Because, it could just be a throwaway piece of dialogue, if they're in unit in, 5 years' time of, ooh, this tooth holds the Master. And then that could be explained at the start of a series, and then at the end of the series, we find out someone's nicked the tooth and is reviving the Master, a bit like how they did with the ring in The End of Time, which is such a good... The End of Time, I'm not a big fan of the overall story of The End of Time, but that bit where they revived the Master and Lucy Saxon's there and the Doctor sat with the Ood and they keep having bad dreams, it's so good. Love that sort of stuff. So, yeah, no, I reckon this could be used again. It probably won't, but I think it could be. It could be, definitely. Kate Stewart. Lucky Day and the War Between the Land and the Sea seem to be setting up an increasingly reckless Kate Stewart, but we'll probably never learn where that story was heading. Yeah, That's not good, is it? They planned the start of something instead of a full round thing. Like, if the War Between came out, instead of the 60th specials, you scrap them, you have one 60th special. And instead of starting The Church on Ruby Road as the first episode, which makes sense because it's Christmas Day, but scrap that, you get 3 episodes of The War Between the Land and the Sea where Kate's going a bit rogue. Then you have The Giggle, and then Kate's a bit rogue in that a little bit, but she goes back to normal after she puts the thing on. And then throughout season 1, she starts to get more angry, and Colonel Ibrahim, spoilers if you haven't seen The War Between the Land and the Sea, Colonel Ibrahim dies at the end of season 1, then season 2 is her being reckless, and then that gets rounded off at the end of season 2, and then boom, you've got a full Disney era that actually makes sense, rather than it just being a setup for something to come later. Not that we should slag them off for setting things up, because it's better than doing like what Chibnall did, which was just like sporadically doing things, and it's like, oh, that's happening now, oh, there's a fugitive Doctor now for some reason. But who bloody knows? I mean, Kate's, will she be back? Probably not. Am I mad about that? Don't know. I'll probably miss her in a few years, but for now, we've had a lot of Kate over the past couple of years. And of course, Billie the Piper. It seems likely that when Doctor Who returns, it will start with a clean slate, so I think we all just need to accept that we'll never know why Billie Piper showed up in the Ncuti Gatwa's regeneration. Perhaps someday a throwaway line will explain this major unresolved cliffhanger. Can you see how deflated I've got whilst reading that? I mean, I actually did a video yesterday where I spoke about, I assume it was yesterday, I don't know, it depends on which order I post these two in, because I'm filming them back to back. But it would be nice for like a Children in Need special to tie up the Billie Piper thing, even just in throwaway exposition lines. I don't give a toss, just give me something. Won't happen, definitely won't happen, but it would have been nice to do that. Like, surely that wouldn't affect the tender process. If there's a CBeebies show being made, surely they can do a Children in Need episode, but who knows. I wouldn't be mad. I think a throwaway line of dialogue in the future might happen, but it's going to be a long way in the future, and it probably won't be that detailed. I'm just gutted. Maybe it'll be the 60th special, 70th special. For the 70th special, look, if Russell's not there, Chris Eccleston will probably come back, and if Chris Eccleston's there, I'm sure Billie Piper will jump back on, and that could resolve this. We could do a flashback episode. I've smashed it. That's what's going to happen. 2033, the 70th anniversary. God, that's so close. Bruv, how has it been that long since the 60th? Okay, it's not actually that close. It's still 6 years away, but we've been a third of the way through this decade already from the 60th. That is crazy. Anyway, for the 70th specials, they're going to get Chris Eccleston, and they're going to get Billie Piper, and it's going to be a flashback episode. They might even get David Tennant as the 14th Doctor, and it will be the Christmas special that we never had. Probably better, because Chris will be in it. And Russell's not touching it. I love you, Russell. I'm just joking. He's not watching this, but on the off chance he does, I'm a big Russell stan. But yeah, there you go. I mean, there's a lot of things untouched, but the one that hurts me the most is probably Billie. No, Susan hurts me the most. But I still have hope that she could come back one day. 70th special, get Susan there as well. Hopefully she's still around without getting too morbid. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this stuff. What's the one you're going to miss the most? Which is the one you want to know the answer to the most? Let me know in the comments. If you're on mobile and you're in the comments, there's a button that says hype near the comments. Push the hype button and push my video out to more people. Gets me loads of subs. Thank you very, very much. If you're new around here, subscribe with the notification bell on. You get notified every single time I post, which is every single day. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you didn't, drop a dislike. It's fine. You know the rules around here. I don't give a toss. You want to dislike my video, dislike it. It's fine. Leave a comment. I've said that already. I don't know what else there is. Oh, yeah. You can leave a super thanks in the comments, you get your name at the end of the next video, or you get your name at the end of every video if you become a channel member. There's 3 separate tiers, you get loads of stuff, early access, bonus videos, stuff like that. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled and check them all out. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day. I've been Sam. I'll see you later, and ta-ra.